Okay, so on Monday we talked about how to do this site:/gov search to search for keywords and find specifically government websites. So even if you're just searching by keyword in Google, it's going to pull up government websites, but this site:/gov limiter within the Google search allows you to only bring up websites that end in that .gov. The site:/gov does work for .com, .org, .eu, and so I've used those before for specific situations, but the most frequent place I teach students about site:/gov is with searching for government documents, but it's just a neat little tool within Google. However, I mentioned it briefly on Monday, but I wanted to go over it more in depth. When you're bringing these up, you're seeing most of these if I'm looking for influenza treatments with government documents. You get stuff like the CDC coming up. You also get other government websites like the FDA, Public Health, Virginia.gov. But a common thing that comes up is this ncbi.nlm.nih.gov, which is the National Library of Medicine and the National Institute for Health, and I forget what NCBI stands for, but what is more commonly known as is PubMed. So you get this PCM, which stands for PubMed Central. And this is not a government document, but a government-run database. So we talked about PubMed as well as ERIC, and I'm going to show you an example of ERIC before we end this video. We talked about that way back at the beginning of the semester when we were talking about identifying bibliographic info and identifying websites. This is not a government website. This is a government-run database. This is actually a database that if you come to our library database page and you go down to the A to Z, we have both PubMed Central listed. If you scroll down here, we also have, if you look under the E's, this ERIC database, which is a database run, ERIC, there we go, Education Resource Information Center, which is run by the Department of Education. And so these are bringing you academic level journal articles on a government run database. So if you're seeing that this has actual authors with it, you're also getting a journal name. So it's coming out of this Front Med Lausanne. And so you can find more journal info on it. 2019, you're seeing it's volume 6, issue 109. Actually, volume 6, that's probably page 109. Sorry. So you're actually getting that specific journal info up here with the article title. And so also if you scroll down, you're getting the abstract, you're getting that introduction, you're getting the different sections of it that you would typically see within a scholarly peer-reviewed journal. And so that is what this is. This is not a website. This is not actually a government document. So if we remember back to our PowerPoint on Monday, what are GovDocs? GovDocs are official publications of government agencies. It was not a government agency that created this. This is just their collection of these types of resources that's run by the National Library of Medicine. So great resource. Could be definitely count as a scholarly journal, but is not necessarily a GovDoc or a Gov website. So another example of that, if you're doing a site:/gov, student loans. Let's see what we get if we get anything coming out of ERIC for that. Okay, yeah. So specifically searching for it. So you see this www.eric.ed.gov. So I'm okay with that. Accept the risk. That's odd. Normally you don't see that. If you get that pop up, ERIC is a good website. I don't know why On Campus is identifying that as a risk. Sometimes On Campus is a little over vigilant, just my opinion. But yeah, so it comes out of this ERIC Educational Resource Information Center. It is the same thing to where you're seeing this student desk in the class of 2018. It's actually providing you with journal articles quite a lot with this. ERIC more likely could be getting reports coming out of the Department of Education, but lots of times you're getting journal articles within this. So be aware, be a little bit more critical of what you're looking at. Things are not just a website just because they're coming from a government website. PubMed and ERIC are two really good examples of government-run databases. And so that's what you're seeing, that you're getting journal articles through there as opposed to government documents. So keep that in mind. Typically for final projects, I do not allow PubMed and ERIC documents to stand as your GovDoc. I want something actually published by a government agency, not just collected by one. So keep that in mind for your final project.